My name's Miriam Jones. I'm a craft woman from North Wales. I live in on a little farm in Llyn Peninsula, stone throw away from Hellsmouth Beach. It's a very rural area and it's quite a beautiful area to live in. So by now I am the fourth generation in my family who does woodwork, or I'm the only girl in the family as well. My granddad was a carpenter, my uncle and my great-granddad was a carpenter, but I'm the only woodturner and the only female doing it. So I guess my family has inspired me quite a lot, really. At first I was quite intimidated by what they did because when I looked at their work I thought they were really amazing as a child and going into their workshops. But when I went to study in Manchester 3D design, I realised that I couldn't really get away from my background. I studied a lot of metalwork and that was what I wanted to specialise in at the start. But I got introduced to wood turning in my second year and fell in love with the process, and I thought it was so therapeutic and relaxing. I thought, this is quite a good process to learn. So after I graduated I did another year, 2 years doing masters, and I learnt about practicing my craft because I wanted to come back home to Wales to start a business. So I looked into a business plan and try to develop a trademark for myself. So the trademark that runs through my work is colours and inlaying thread through my work. So that's become quite prominent in my work. But I've sort of come into it with the ideas first and then learning the craft on my own in the shed while I figure it out, the ideas that I wanted to do. When I came back to North Wales to establish my business, I started in my parents' garage. I was lucky enough to get an investment from local businesses called Ben Llyn, so What Next Llyn, for young entrepreneurs really. And I got a laser cutter through this investment to start off because language, and the Welsh language especially, is important in my work. I get a lot of commissions for wedding commissions, and I inscribe things like poetry and songs and lyrics onto my work. So this has really helped it kick off my business really. And also I got the support recently with the bursary. I was lucky enough to be one of the people to receive the bursary from the Worshipful Company of Woodturners, which enabled me to have some tuition with Les Simmons in Bala, as well as going on the AWGB course certificate in woodturning, which I started before lockdown, a weekend where I was learning how to refine things, because I've reached the stage now where I've learnt, I'm self-taught, but I want to know that I'm competent and I want to really progress and develop my craft further basically. When lockdown happened, I was pretty lost, to be honest, because I just started this new course with the AWGB and I was going through my bursary, and I was really enjoying myself, so much to look forward to with exhibitions, and then it all came, as everyone knows, to a halt. So I decided to go into my workshop, which I built with my dad 2 years ago, and tried just to get back in love with the process of wood turning, because I'd gone a bit fed up and I was just lost, and I just thought, okay, and I heard about someone local who had lost their life to COVID, and I thought, okay, I'll make something that is appropriate for the time, because the rainbow was a big significance during lockdown. So what came out for me was I made this candle holder, and the candle holder for me was more about in memory of the person I'd heard, and others as well that's been suffering through lockdown. So I made it and I posted an image on Instagram initially, and from there I had an amazing response from everyone. So many people wanted to buy one for themselves because they could relate to the symbolism behind the candle, and it by now has evolved to be a symbol of hope and symbol of looking to the future with the colours. As well, it's been with mental health as well. I've heard people buying it, you know, they look at the colours and they feel like they've gone through all the colours in the spectrum, which I felt at the time. By now I've sold over 200, which has been amazing, and I raised about £500 to various charities, Mind, the Rainbow Trust and the NHS. So I was really, really proud of myself, and it really did kick-start my business in a really good way. I've got a lot of things that I'm looking forward to. I'm still hoping to go back to work a bit with Les, as I made this amazing bowl with him before lockdown. It's the biggest I've ever made, and it really pushed my skills, and I really want to keep pushing my skills. I've been developing my weave range slowly during lockdown, where some new ideas potentially that I've been playing around with, because I work a lot with, wool manufacturer, a local lady who makes her sheep wool and dyes them. So I've been working with her and doing some weaving between. So the work now is going in a different way, but it's quite exciting. And I've got a really exciting project with S4C coming up, where I'm one of the craft makers for there, and I'll be competing against two other makers to make an object for a client, which I've been told will be in Snowdonia Park somewhere. So that's really exciting, and I've been working since lockdown. I've had so much interest in my business. I've had so many clients coming up to me wanting to work with me, which has been amazing. So I've been making some lampshade bases for a lampshade business that started over lockdown, as well as been making 100 bowls, which is in the process today of being finalised. So the laces have been flat out finishing them, and they will be raising money towards Marie Curie for the client. So I'm just supplying the product for them to sell on, basically, and I hope that it'll be a huge success for them. So it's a very, very exciting time for me, really. I can't believe from something so negative like lockdown, I've had so much positivity come from it, so it's been really good. The Worshipful Company of Woodturners have been discussing the wizardry in wood with me, and I'd love to take part and hopefully be part of it in the future. That would be something quite extraordinary for me. I do hope in the future that I can really develop this craft. So I'm also a part-time lecturer in a college around here, where I teach students some wood turning and metalwork, and I'd love to see in future that I could hopefully teach a bit more and demonstrate and gain confidence in this craft, because I think it's quite important that people experience this craft, and the students as well get opportunity to cross it over with modern technology such as vacuum forming, laser cutting, and it's quite exciting. So yeah, I'm really grateful for the support from the bursary, so I'm looking forward to the future.